Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Douglas Attila Jamali, and I'm here presenting on Universe TV in Union Square. I'm going to be presenting information today on how I became first contact. First contact. What does that mean? So, in there lies how did I end up breaking the barrier between the sentient world, mankind, to the sentient world of Mother Nature, as well as the sentient world of outside of Earth. So this made me first contact in that sense. So it is here where Mother Nature has come to me as a liaison to say there's something seriously wrong. And they were able to take me up through the fifth dimension and show me where did the people go. So this happened here while I was in San Francisco. And in that, they don't speak in English. They kind of lead you around, go, look. All right. So one of those looks is the radioactive wasteland that once was a planet called Earth. What happened? So in my endeavors here in San Francisco, it started out like that with, hey, where did all the people go? They were being attention. Everybody's coming. So, from there, I got to meet a vast number of liaisons, right? As people came to meet me. As I would walk up and down the street and go, pleased to meet you. I'm pleased to meet you. And people thought I'd lost my mind as I'm walking up down the street of Washington. Pleasure. Again, a pleasure to meet you too. And they thought I'd lost my mind. I'm sure they thought I lost my mind. However, that leads to the point in which, right, in broad daylight, I come prancing down from Washington Street, 1265, in broad daylight, with two graves on each side, and a dozen spirits behind me as I come down the hill and go into Grace Cathedral Park. And they're going, you never believe what he's doing. He's sitting there on the bench with two gray on either side, and they're saying, can we go sit over there in the shade? The light hurts our eyes. And he's got a dozen spirits in broad daylight out behind him for an Emancipation Proclamation. Okay, so I was a little bold then, okay? And that's not quite what I should have done, right? But, however, you guys noticed, didn't you? Okay, all right. So, I've been under the tutelage there of a vast number of beings throughout the universe, and one of those beings, I am sure, is Ares, the god of war. And this story is how I became one of the Olympians. Atlas. That's the strongest man in the universe, the man who bore the world upon his shoulders. And this all stems from the fact of how I became the Hubble constant in the universe. But over there in the corner of the Western St. Francis, there's a near-light speed collision of an impact of a magnitude that builds universes. So much energy is coming out of that corner, it's not funny. But at the same time, it started to collapse into a black hole. So with all of my effort thereof in speaking with the stones, and I, as first contact to them, went to that corner and pushed with all of my might as I observed the mass starting to collapse down in that corner into a singularity. It is there where I pushed with every bit of my might against the mass against that corner and reversed the direction of the collapse, thus earning me the name of Atlas, the strongest man in the universe, otherwise known as Aslan, the lion. So this comes from me, again, having the help of a vast number of beings around, which before that event had happened, I had been there in front of the Bohemian Club, where I heard these words, Hades, screaming with laughter, throws Douglas at the tarmac with all of his might. And there, with my expertise in Kung Fu, bounced off the tarmac and landed 6 universe rings thereof of 60 billion. Amazing, right? And with that being as a foe, helped me turn the world from collapse on that moment into a singularity. So, a vast amount of mass in total from these events and others in which, as I said before, I start here in front of Macy's with the galactic core generator coming off the tarmac and go up the street here in Barrie and pull Seoul in a streak off the tarmac in which I'm sitting there carving out billions of worlds in total 23 orbits on the surface of the singularity called the Great Attractor. Spinning out worlds by the quadrillions. You believe it? A grandmaster in planetary sculpture. So after I did the slamming it into the tarmac by Hades, under the challenge thereof by the Empress, that the fireman is to be. After landing those 6 universes, Hades says to me, I want you to go down the street and give a gift to the Olympians of welcome back to the living. Imagine. I said, what? I bring you a gift in front of the Olympic Club from Hades, in which the Olympians had thought if Hades ever got a hold of me, the boy, the universe would come to an end. And when they found that he had sent me back to them with a gift of welcome back to the living, so again, now I'm here with the Olympians, and as I, for he is one of the Olympians. With that gift, I am Atlas, one of the Olympians. I hope you've heard of him.